UNA University for me. UNA, UNA. Welcome to your paradise, the place you long for all your life. UNA University, manifesting all your dreams. Paradise, your land is home. Writing contracts on your own. Protect your loved ones every day. Knowledge goes a long, long way. UNA University for me.
Yes, yes, yes. UNA. Yeah. All right, let's do this thing. I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for joining us. All right, we're dealing with foods tonight. I've been wanting to do this session for my sisters. We also got a special guest in the house. We're going to deal with some ayahuasca. Now, I told you all I don't have any experience with ayahuasca. I've just heard a couple of things. My friend Scott Jeffrey is going to give you the ins and outs because he's done it. He's done it. All right, so let's get into this thing. Yeah, UNA. Thank y'all for joining us. Yes, yes, yes. UNA. Yeah, in the house with me, my friend Scott Jeffrey. Everybody applaud. You know, Scott Jeffrey is in Mexico. What part of Mexico you in, Scott?
Mexico City.
You said Mexico City. Now I want you. You said you got a lot of information.
Outside of Mexico City.
Okay, you said you got a lot of insight on this ayahuasca. Some good, some bad. I want you to tell everybody how, where you took this ayahuasca, what you've heard, and how has it helped you.
Want me to just get into it, yeah?
Get into it. Dive into, because it's late. By the way, what time is it where you are?
All right. I think it's like 10:30 or something. No, it's 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right. So yeah, dive into it. Tell us, how you got into it, ayahuasca, and what you've experienced with it.
Well, I first went to Peru. I guess it's been about 9 years ago. I've been to Peru 15 times. The first time I got into it, I was with a buddy of mine, and he would go to the jungle, and he worked with this old shaman, and this old shaman lived in the middle of the jungle. So this old man was about 99 years old, and he was blind. And so the first thing about going out, I had to take from there I had to take the boat down the river. That was another 3 hours, and I had to walk about an hour and a half to this shack in the middle, no electricity, no running water. And I thought, oh, jungle, and this little shack upstairs to this old man. And this old man's 99 years old, and he's blind, and he looks at me and he says, it's a small house, but there's a lot of love.
Okay.
So he knew what I was thinking. He had some magic.
Okay.
And small place. Tiny place, friend of mine. This place is like an ashram in the middle of the jungle. You got kids coming and going, and it's not anywhere that's on Google. It's not advertised, but if you know somebody that's in the know, they'll take you there. And he used to tell us that, if you could get to him, he'd give you the knowledge that he had because you made this trip and you had to find him. It's not easy to find him. It's not a safe place either. What
makes it unsafe?
I was sitting around one time, these villagers are speaking in Spanish, and I didn't know what they were saying, and blah, 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 Spanish, and they made a circle like this, anaconda.
Uh-huh.
And he telling us that down the way there was an anaconda this big, this round.
Oh, wow.
So you got spiders of every kind, you got all kind of mosquitoes, you got malaria, you got yellow fever. You have no hospital anywhere. You have no running water. If you get hurt, you're out there in the jungle and you got to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not something for everybody.
Okay. So you get to this place that was hard to find and it's dangerous.
Dangerous.
Okay.
So I get there and he puts us on a little diet. Primarily what you're going to eat out there with this man anyways is rice and lentils.
Okay.
No meat. Maybe a little fish here and there, rice and lentils. Maybe some carrots, but it's real basic.
Mm-hmm.
Real basic. And water. Nothing else but water. And it's not clean water either. You know, it's from the river. But these people out to their environment can drink the water out of the Amazon, and maybe it comes by with a 5-gallon bucket full of purified water. It's a definition of roughing it. Not only that, this is a structure called a tambo. The tambo is arranged around the outside, is open with no mesh. So the mosquitoes are everywhere. You're getting stung 50, 100 times a day by mosquitoes. 50, 100 times a day by mosquitoes.
Right.
So this is what it is. This is the environment. Just doing this for generations, so it's not a big deal or more difficult. Some people that come to see him. So.
All right.
That's where I first started drinking ayahuasca with this old man and a couple people.
All right.
I got more. You want me to go in?
I want you to tell us what's great about it.
I got more.
I know you got stories for days, but this is what I want. I want to know, okay, what is ayahuasca supposed to do, and what is your experience? What is it supposed to do for you? Let's start there.
Yeah. Well, first off, I'm not an authority.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just want to make that clear right off the bat. What I've experienced with this medicine, they call it medicine, is that you purge physical trauma. You know how all the trauma from your past is stuck in your body,
yes,
in your cells.
Yes.
They call this engrams, or in Hindu they call some scars. What you can see is you can see your father that used to smack you in front of your face, and then was beaten. And what happens is you begin to have a little bit more compassion for your.
And now, Scott, real quick, because you broke up. So you're saying that when you're taking this medicine, it allows you to see your father who may have been abusive to you, and so because once you see that, for whatever reason, this medicine helps you to have more compassion for your father. Explain that again real quick.
Well, let's say your father used to abuse you, or used to get molested, or something to this effect. This word, just because I don't know what else. And you can see that this person also had the same kind of sleep.
Yes.
You know. And then you can start to understand, well, hurt people.
Yes.
In a simplistic way.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So, okay. That was good.
The other thing is every time you take it, it's different. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Indifferent in what way? It's different in what way?
It's different in ways that you can confront certain behavior or else, or may not, and ways that you've been behaving your whole life that you never knew you behaved that way. And all of a sudden, it's right in your face. It's right in your consciousness, and you can't avoid it. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know that you've hurt people. You can see so clearly the things you've done to some other people that you neatly evaded or stuffed deep down in the back of your subconscious. And now you can't avoid it. Now it's right in front of you. You can't go anywhere. You can't run them on this hallucinogenic drug. And you don't have any choice but to confront the things that you've been up to, you know.
So
there's some other. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. There's some other things. What are they?
Well, there's some other things. For me, for example, I know we've talked in the past, and we may differ on this point I'm about to bring up, but maybe. One time I was sitting in the jungle and I drank this medicine, you know, and my heart started beating so fast. I couldn't stop it. I thought I'm going to die in this jungle. 3 hours away from the nearest hospital, and that hospital is a little pit in the middle of a jungle town. And even if I was there, they probably couldn't help me, and I have nowhere to go. And I thought, I'm going to die. And then I realized that I had no choice but to die. You know, there wasn't any other option. There's no doctors. No one's helping me. And the moment that I accepted my own death, I could see and hear my heart open up like the petals of a rose. I could hear it, this squishy sound, I could hear it. And all this pain began to be ripped from my chest. Ripped the pain. All the people that had abused me, and all the people that said I wasn't good enough, and all the dads smacking me around, and all the molestation, and all the stuff just taken out of my body. And I began to feel lighter, and I began to feel more free and more comfortable with who I was. And all of a sudden, I started to realize that everything is one. And there's nothing wrong with me, and that everything about me is about this body and this experience and this life I'd ever had in my life. Just fantastic. I was with life and knowing that to survive and be happy in this work experience. The problem that people think that that feeling is going to last forever. Well, you're on a drug. So you're like this the rest of your life. So people keep coming back and coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then good. Thank you for that. Because what I hear you saying is that there's this drug that is, I would say, psychedelic, which affects you mentally.
Yeah.
And it helps you to see, it brings up a lot of the negative issues in your past that have happened, so that you can face them now. It's in your face. You cannot escape them. You have to recognize these things that you're done. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, because what I hear you saying is the things that we talk about when we're talking about cleansing your spiritual energies. And that's basically what ayahuasca helps you to do, right? Cleanse your spiritual energies, which we always talk about doing that spiritual work, meaning recognizing the energies you've put out that are affecting you in the past. And how I always say, when you clean up your past, you automatically clean up your future and bring in things that you want to see. So maybe we disagree on that. What was the thing you were saying we would disagree on, or possibly? What was that thing?
Yeah, I got you. For me, I'm not of the opinion that everything is my fault.
Okay.
And maybe it is, and maybe it's a result of some energies that the past and how it's manifest. I'm kind of on, what matters is I recognize what I'm up to, because the fact of the matter, my responsibility, and to act as if somebody else has a responsibility to ask. This is my responsibility, this is my life, and it's up to me to change this.
Okay.
If I want to be happy and successful.
Okay. So tell us what.
Blank is not going to work out.
Right. So tell us what you found is the good and the bad when it comes to ayahuasca.
Yeah, well, the good, we really do have these traumas stuck in our body, in our physical body, down to our cellular structure. We store these things in our body, so this can help you purge this, There's a 1,000 other methods to do it also, though. Ayahuasca isn't the only thing.
Right.
It's, the other thing is this, Diva, is ayahuasca is big business.
Yeah.
A lot of people get a lot of money off ayahuasca, so anytime that happens, somebody should think about it, So anyways, that can happen. You can have incredible experiences with past lives. You can travel to other dimensions. Whether or not this is the result of your brain expanding into different sectors in order to see certain things, or whether or not you actually go somewhere else, it can be beautiful. The most fantastic geometric structures you could possibly comprehend, and beauty. I mean, I've seen ancient Egyptian temples and Vedic temples in India. One time I was seeing these Vedic temples where I wanted to go, so as soon as I got out there, I went to India. You see beautiful things that you can't even it's fun. It can be fun.
Like all drugs can be.
Well, I kind of medicine in the past, and the indigenous, they call it a medicine.
Okay.
At this point. I don't know,
That's cool. Okay, so that's the good. That's the good, and then what's the bad?
Well, I mean, you can have all these experiences, and that's kind of all right, because reality is going to come crashing in sooner or later. You're going to learn. But a lot of people go back spending thousands of dollars over and over with the same experience over and over. Beautiful experience. And then some people can get caught up in the idea of ayahuasca as the #1 healing modality, and they want to bring it to everybody, make a career out of it. They're not indigenous people that go there. These are Western people that go there. I mean, that's from Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the other thing. This is what you're looking for. How many ceremonies I have now? I stopped counting. I think I got around 100 different ceremonies now. Powerful full moon, real powerful full moon. And I drank this medicine or the drug, what have you. And the most powerful stuff I'd ever drank. And I was really fighting for my life. And I don't say that tongue in cheek. I mean, I was struggling. I was fighting. My whole body felt like it was getting attacked. And this was about 4 or 5 years. My whole central nervous system was fried. And it's something I could feel like this electrical current going through my body that wasn't the same type of voltage as my body's natural frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And I still feel this to this day. It's been a couple months. I'm in this recovery phase now where I'm slowly building up my strength. And incidentally, I found this video, this guru guy, and he was talking about ayahuasca, and he was talking about this very thing, how he had known a lot of people in the community, and this was possible experienced in my whole central nervous system, and whatever energy we talk about chi essence is. I mean, it suffered, and I'm still rebuilding it now, and I'm one of the ones that are in, so now I can,
Hold on. You said, sorry about that. You broke up. You said,
what?
Now you can what now? And forgive me, you broke up a little bit, but you said now you can do something. Say that again.
Well, now I see kind of both sides of the coin.
Okay.
Yeah. I see both, I mean, I see some of the benefits, and I also see some of the drawbacks. I mean, a lot of people, you'll get some people going down there, they'll have 7 ceremonies, they pay $2,000 at a fancy place. They have 7 ceremonies, and they have a difficult time and a beautiful time, but when it's all said and done, they leave that place, and then they're typing, right? And that's great, but if they have one of these experiences like I had last time, it might make them think twice.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that have had the experience that I've had. It's just that I wasn't on that wavelength to know about the people that had had that negative experience, because the energy I had was ayahuasca, it's beautiful, it's powerful, it's all good. Everybody should try this.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I had that experience where it was really difficult, started attracting more and more people that had had some difficult experiences. But that's not talked about a lot, because it's real popular.
Tell me this. How many ayahuasca ceremonies have you had, and what was the time frame?
I don't know. I don't know how many at this point. I stopped counting around 70.
All right, because I'm asking, in what time frame? Like 2 years you've been doing it? 1 year? How long?
No, it's been about 7 years.
The reason why I'm asking is because one of the things that I heard about ayahuasca is that this is a type of a drug, and that it shouldn't be done but like twice a year or 3 times a year. If you start doing it more than that, that's what I came to understand. That's one of the things. Again, sure. I only know what I heard. So
sure. Well, a couple things. Number one is these people in Peru, these are tribal people.
Mm-hmm.
These are people from the jungle that have been living there for thousands of years. So their DNA is different than our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
They're genetically predisposed to environment. Western man, us. And anybody that's done some study, the way that this medicine was used is the shaman would drink it. The people coming to the shaman, they wouldn't drink it to help you heal. So that's something to be aware of that most people just aren't familiar with,
So the shaman would drink it and it then help you. Is that how that works?
Correct. The shaman would drink it and access a certain time of realm.
Okay.
A certain type of with you. But now it's not like that. Now everybody drinks it.
Okay.
So it's just something to think about. The other thing is, there are people that are living down there in Peru, there are Westerners, and they're drinking it all the time, and it suits them. They're drinking it a lot. But some of these shamans down there, they start drinking it at 5 years old, 10 years old. But then again, they got the lineage.
Okay.
So it's one thing. But I mean, I know Westerners that are down there, light-skinned Westerners that are, 300s. It's one guy from New York, and he ended up a full-fledged shaman, was accepted by the tribe and began giving retreat center down there, and that was his deal. You know what I mean? So I'm not necessarily talking positive, wonderful experience. But for me, I'm kind of at a point You know, I mean, I've done it so much. You know, why? Why keep doing it?
So why?
You know,
Talk about
you
it.
gotta be in, why did I do it?
Yeah, why keep doing it? You said you've done it so much. You've gotten your experience. You had a bad experience. Will you do it again?
I'm not seeing myself, if ever.
Okay.
But
So you're thinking, no, you won't be doing that again?
I doubt it. But you never know.
You say you never know.
No, I won't touch that stuff for another 5. Oh, who knows, you know? I mean, but I have no to the opinion that let's try this again. Let's keep doing this because of the benefit now. Now I've gotten what I needed from that whole experience, and I'm good. You know?
All right. So, well, let me ask you this, and then I'm going to let you go because I know it's late where you are and you're about to go head out for bed. And I thank you for joining us, Scott. So I wanted to know for you overall, the positive you say, it helps you to see what you've done and see your energies that you put out such that you can deal with those energies that you have put out that are in your face. Is there anything else positive from the ayahuasca experience that you want to share?
I don't know, you know, to me it's just another experience in my life that gives me some more to talk about. Look, you know, from when I was a teenager, and that's just some more experience. You know, I'm looking at it now like this is just more experience, you know. And sometimes to label it good or bad is kind of missing the point as far as I'm concerned. You know?
Okay, yeah, I agree.
I saw the jungle. I saw the jungle. I met beautiful people. I engaged in these ceremonies, and I'd say this without a doubt. It showed me some things I had been up to.
Okay.
And it showed me. Look, one time in my experience, the whole night took about 6 hours.
Uh-huh.
The entire night, my mother was in my realized the amount survived. You know what I mean? Parties I threw at her house, or the ways I had spoken to her and disrespected her, and how she was the only that was keeping me alive. I never realized it until that night. You know what I mean? I never really saw it. So clear. It was a benefit. I can say that without a shadow of doubt.
Okay, so you're saying that, and you did break up a little bit, but let me just make sure I understood it, make sure it's clear. So basically, you're saying you had been very disrespectful to your mother and in her house, and your mother was the only one keeping you alive, and so the ayahuasca helped you to see how truly disrespectful you were. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, and not just see, but feel exactly what had happened between me and my mother.
Okay.
And the remorse I felt the next day, and the gratitude for what she had done for me, indescribable. Indescribable. I never really saw it clear until then. And I'm not saying a person couldn't see those type of things in a different way. This is just how I, happen to see it through this planet.
Well, Scott,
powerful.
Yeah, well, thank you for the input. That was powerful, and I really do appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me and talk about ayahuasca. That was something that just came up in the last session, and I wanted to get your take because I know you've done it quite some times, and I thank you for taking the time to hang out with me. So yeah, Scott in Mexico City. I hope to hang out with you sometime. Come back to Mexico and, do some shows or something. In the jungle. Maybe not. All right. Love you, Scott. I appreciate you. Talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Welcome to your paradise, a place you long for all your life. You in a university, manifesting all your dreams.